we have problem. He just don't let us come and view the house. Eventually, the ex-wife spoke to him. So one day, after the buyers left, he told everyone that he need to speak to him. His brother was inside the house also. His brother locked the door.
Jang, jang, jang. Hi, I'm JK.
And I'm Jade Rasif. Welcome to the Situation Report,
where we keep you informed one situation at a time. Today is all about BTOs and their impact on marriage and, believe it or not, divorce. Jang, jang, jang.
But why divorce? I thought it was supposed to, encourage us to get married, start the nuclear family.
So there's actually a book, it's called Kiasunomics 3, written by not the Mr. Kiasu writer, but by 3 NUS professors, and they said that even though BTOs might lead to, say, early marriages, it can also link to divorce, like higher divorce rates. Because people marry for the flat. And when they studied this, they found that more women aged 25 to 29 and men aged 30 to 34 got married after the BTO scheme started. And then divorce rates for BTO residents also rose. More women aged 30 to 34 with men aged 35 to 39 got divorced. It coincides with the 5-year MOP, like you said, just inferring that there's a link. So to find out what's happening on the ground, we have someone who is on the ground and in the flats. This is Mr. Faizal Rahim, Division Director at Singapore Realtors Inc. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we got to ask the question, is there any truth from your experience with this NUS kind of linked report?
I think it's true actually. Yeah. So before the pandemic, I seen about maybe 1 to 2 cases, divorce cases that came to me. However, after pandemic, I see that doubled to 2 to 4 cases per month.
Per month?
Yes.
I thought in total.
What? That's a lot.
Actually,
That's
about 2 to 4 months average.
And that's just him. Imagine how many agents there are out there.
Yeah.
And it's not easy getting a BTO, like a flat, right? You have some people apply multiple times.
Yeah, we have some cases where the couple gave up, then they decided to go to resale flat. I mean, they already tried, about 2 years, 4 to 5 times already.
Location plays a part also.
Location also plays a part.
So what are the top reasons that lead to people getting these early divorces and choosing to give up their BTOs?
The 2 highest cases that I think is financial hardship and infidelity. Yeah.
Ooh.
So financial hardship, they're not actually prepared to get married due to their financial status. Both just started work and maybe the guy just finished the NS.
Finish NS can apply for BTO?
Isn't that in their early
as long
20s?
they're 21 years old.
So they'll be early 20s.
Wow.
As long as you're 21 years old, you can apply for BTO flat.
I'm going to be thinking if you're that young, don't apply for a big flat. Apply for a smaller one, right?
Yes.
And do they make the mistake of applying for the bigger one?
So they thought that maybe after 3 to 4 years, they can apply for a 4-room flat. Yeah. So when they they applied for the 4-room flat, that's when the problem all arises. When they get the keys, they started to take loan on their renovation. They take their credit cards to pay for their furnitures and stuff all.
And they buy a super huge TV.
Yeah. So have you seen a lot of cases where the reno bill goes up and up and up and up, and then
because I see when they take the loan will be about 5 years loan, and 1 month can be as high about $800 to $1,000 per month
for the renovation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Correct. And then how much they're earning, let's say both of them combined is about maybe $5,000 to $7,000. So most of the money that every month that they get go to the renovation and the credit card bills.
On top of that, some people have a marriage. They take out loan for their wedding.
Correct. Yes.
And then I want to just, give props to my wife for this because I let her deal with all the renovation.
Okay.
But I told her, I only have one thing that I want, a bathtub in the house.
So you get it?
Guess what I didn't get? A bathtub because she says over budget. But she said, we put this here, I'd rather spend the money on nicer tiles, and then the water bill every month.
You need to look at your affordability.
Right.
If you can afford to take high loan, if your monthly salary is not enough to cover for the bills, what's the point?
I know an older couple, they did live in a HDB, a nice big one, downsized it because of some debt, and the wife spent so much on renovations, they went back into debt. So now they're in a smaller HDB with the same amount of debt.
So back to square one.
Yeah, in fact, worse than square one because your HDB is now smaller, right?
My next question about this 5-year MOP.
Okay.
I think I'm in my 3rd year now of the MOP. So what is an MOP for people who don't know?
Okay, MOP is a minimum occupancy period. So that means the MOP date will start the day that they collected the keys. Okay, so they can only sell the flat 5 years later.
So if if I am married,
Okay.
and then I'm in the second year,
Okay.
and I'm like, I cannot stand this person.
Okay.
I want to divorce the person.
Okay.
What happens? Like, can I just sell my flat, or
No,
do
cannot. So let's say you decided to file for a divorce.
Right.
So you divorce before the MOP date. Okay. The flat will be returned back to HDB. HDB will take the flat at a market prevailing value, which is much more lesser than you if you sell at open market.
So what happens to no profit, nothing? I cannot keep anything.
You still have, but not as much if you sell to open market.
So therein lies my next question.
Okay.
Like, can't you? Let's say, choi. Let's say I'm a couple that have separated, divorced before my MOP period.
Okay.
So can I still stay in that same flat?
For example, you officially divorced on the 4th year.
Okay, one more year to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still can stay 1 to 2 years. But however, when you think that, okay, 4 years, maybe I wait for 1 more year, I can sell in the open market because my house turned 5 years.
Right.
They are not aware of this. So they thought I already divorced on the 4th year, I wait for 1 more year, I can sell in the open market.
You can,
but
right?
No. Because your MOP already ends on the 4th year.
As long as you're divorced,
Yeah.
your MOP.
Stop really. The day that your final judgment is out. If you really decided to divorce before the MOP, you stay first, you don't divorce first, you wait your flat to turn 5 years, only then you file for divorce. Then you will not be affected by the MOP.
I met this girl. The environment that I'm in, it's like nightclubs, right? There's a lot of depressed people who have just ended relationships there. So maybe
that's how you meet
where
these people.
I meet.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That makes
I met
sense.
her in a club, and I was like, "What happened?" And she's like, "I walked in on my husband, and he was sleeping with someone else in our bed, and they had just gotten married." She was like, "I'm not keen to wait 5 years," but I think the fact that people are staying together kind of really supports what the NUS professors found, and it's interesting that it's so prevalent in real life as well.
Can you share with us as well some of the cases you've dealt? Is it always very messy, or are they amicable?
Maybe I can share about one case that my partner faced. So what happened? We represent the ex-wife, but she and the ex-husband are not on good terms. So when we want to arrange for a viewing, he just don't let us come and view the house. Eventually, the ex-wife spoke to him and tell him that no, you still must allow my agent to bring buyers to come and view the house. One day, when after the buyers left, he told Iwan that he need to speak to him. Then his brother was inside the house also. His brother locked the door.
Jeng.
I mean, Iwan, of course, he feel for his safety.
I would too. It's so threatening.
But he just remained calm. So he just sit down. He said, okay, what's the issue? So the ex-husband said that, why you must sell my house? Then, so Iwan explained that, of course, inside the court order already stated that you need to sell the house. He was very hostile and he was very aggressive. Then eventually, after talking about maybe 10 to 15 minutes, then he started to cool down a bit. Then he break down and cried. He said that, now if I sell the house, where am I going to stay? All my CPF mostly will be given to my ex-wife, and I'm not working, so I cannot buy a house. I got no family members that can allow me to stay at their house. So everyone spoke to him, said that, never mind, maybe after we sell the house, we find ways on how we can help you to buy a house. So he allowed everyone to go out. Everyone felt relief a bit.
Yeah,
so,
professional.
He need to be professional. Eventually, the ex-husband cooperate. So he cooperated, then he allowed us to sell the house. We met up with him after sell the house and tell him what's the next step for him to buy. So he also managed to find a house for him.
That's good. No, that's great.
Yes.
I mean, what
You
fantastic.
managed to find a house for the ex-husband as well.
Yes, right.
Wow.
But it will not be immediate because it will
very
take
happy
about 1 year.
Okay, so getting married and getting a BTO is a huge step. But can you share with us about the penalties?
So that time when you apply for BTO, you need to pay the $10, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So after you pay the $10, then they will call you up if you get your queue number.
Right.
Okay. Let's say you decided to cancel after you already paid this down payment.
Right.
So this down payment, when you already paid, you actually sign the list of agreement. So if you decided to cancel, your 5% down payment will be forfeited.
Oh.
So any advice you have to to people who are navigating through this marriage and home ownership journey?
Okay.
How do we be sure?
For young buyers, I would still encourage them to buy BTO. So when you apply for the BTO, while waiting for you get the keys, you work with CPF contribution, then build up your CPF. So by the time when you get the keys, the loan that you take will be much more lesser compared to if you have lesser CPF, then your loan will be higher.
Hey guys, if you are going to get married, please be sure. So this is my secret. Go on many holidays with the person first. And like not say 1-2 days, go to KL, come back, Go for like 1-2 week holidays and you will see the true colours before you get married. So that's my personal advice. And with that, I think that's all the time we have for the show today. I'm very thankful to Mr. Faizal Rahim, Division Director at SRI Private Limited. If there are any other questions about BTOs and property, you can look for my friend Faizal right here.
Thank you.
And that wraps up today's episode of the Situation Report,
where we keep you informed one situation at a time.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you the next episode where we have a lady on the other side of the table who actually had to forfeit her HDB flat.
Is it your friend?
No, I wish it was, but no.
That you met at the nightclub?
It wasn't. Maybe we'll go out. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.